And thank you, Coach. We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This is the scene just before we came on air. This New York crowd fired up by the arrival of their G-men as they burst from the locker room. They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with the Washington Redskins. Darius Geis, his first carry of the game. He'll have a first down past the 40. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. Even from up here in the booth, the play-by-play guy could tell that there was some pretty good blocking on the right side of the line.
Well, you have good eyes, and it's almost like a ballet when it's executed that well. Everyone in the right spot, everyone in sync, everyone hitting the perfect notes. A little more percussion and a lot more bass, I would think, than you get your normal ballet. But at the same time, that was well executed.
He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And down right around the 37. It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. This is Geis. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. B.J. Goodson there on the tackle.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Geis. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Throwing is Keenum on 3rd down. Open man is Quinn, able to connect. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now Keenum. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Marcus Golden, too much to handle that time. Gets the sack.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
First down, a bit of a disaster. And now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Back to throw, Keenum. He's got his man. This is Jackson. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Really nice gain on the completion. However, still 3rd and goal that they face now. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
Now Keenum on 3rd and goal. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Boy, it's such a good drive. You'd hate to have it end in 3. Do you think about going for it?
Absolutely. I mean, the fact that they've moved the ball so well should lead you to the decision that maybe we should go for it right here. Also, as a head coach, show some confidence in your team. Let them know you think they can go get it.
Hopkins' kick is good. And it's 3-0 as the Redskins strike first. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
following the made field goal for 3. Hopkins now to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Football going back to the New York Giants here. CD 4-12 this past year for New York. The Daniel Jones era has begun. Unfortunately for Pat Shurmur, his era over after 2 seasons. Now the Eli Manning era also more than likely over. So this could be a team with a lot of changes next year. They've already raided the Patriots cabinet, hiring Joe Judge, former wide receivers coach, to be their head man.
And one of the things that you hear when you call around the league and ask about Joe Judge as the head coach, a no-nonsense, decisive type of a person. And he's going to need every bit of that in New York coaching the Giants. The good thing is the Daniel Jones era has begun, and while there were a lot of turnovers, I thought down the stretch he played better, took care of the ball better. He's improving. Got to get some people around him, and I think this Giants team, with Saquon Barkley as their leading guy, I think they can improve quickly with the right draft picks, the right free agents, and Daniel Jones continuing to get better.
And because of that 4-12 record, they will have the number 4 pick in the draft, so they could move back, stockpile some picks, or get an impact player. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Throwing now is Manning. Finds his tight end Ingram. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Again, they'll throw with Manning. It's complete to Golden Tate. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 11 and a Giant first down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. A first down carry for Barkley. Sean Dion Hamilton was there to bring him down defensively.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Manning. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Now Manning, a free play here. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
So that last penalty making this 3rd down much more manageable. 3rd down, 4 yards to go. Shotgun now for Manning. He'll complete this to Ingram, his tight end. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. And that'll be enough to keep the drive moving forward. Another first down on the pickup of 5 yards. Manning going to come up on 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. Throwing is Manning. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. Nothing at all on that one. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Manning going to throw. Open man right side is Ingram. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down. Now Manning again. And he's hit and taken down. Eli sacked. The DN, Jonathan Allen, making sure his presence is felt.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. Back out now comes Washington's offense. And if you do a dive into the 2019 season, you know that things just not so rosy in the nation's capital football-wise for the Redskins. 3-13. Jay Gruden let go back in the middle of the season. But now a new man in charge, Ron Rivera. What did you think of the hire?
I thought it was a spectacular hire for Washington because, to me, Ron Rivera would have been the leading candidate in Washington, in Dallas, okay? I mean, in Cleveland, wherever there was an opening, save Carolina, where he just got let go. To me, he was the top candidate. A professional who played in the league, so he'll be respected that way. He'll be respected as a head coach who took his team to a Super Bowl. First thing he did, got rid of the ping pong tables in the locker room. New man in town, new discipline in town, but I really think it was a home run hire for Washington.
And I'm with you, but isn't it interesting how these coaches can be recycled? Yeah, Carolina apparently says, hey, he's not good enough for us anymore, but other places, they would love to have it.
And I think a lot of that has to do with whoever owns the team or if there's a new person making decisions above the head coach, because if that person had hired Ron Rivera, might have stuck with him through a small downtime and knew he had a great coach. But oftentimes when you're the owner and it's your first hire, you really want to hire someone yourself. And when there's an opportunity, you take it. And that's why Ron Rivera is no longer in Carolina.
Keenum on 1st down. Open man is Quinn. He completes it. 23 yards, the final tally.
It's a gain of 23 yards. 1st down, Washington.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the red zone, it's Keenum. And this is taken in for a Redskins touchdown. Paul Richardson there to make the grab. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Always good to have wide receivers with height. Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. And New York set to take the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
A good pickup there at 22.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
First down now, but that clock rolling. Now Manning. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jonathan Allen able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. To throw, it's Manning. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. Just his second incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
Now Saquon Barkley, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Fourth down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. The Redskins have Greg Stroman back deep. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Redskins offense now, they head back onto the field. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Here's Keenum. Oh, Keenum has it knocked away. It's loose.
On plays like this when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We now proceed to the start of the second half. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The New York set to take the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that. A first down carry for Barkley won't lead to much as he'll take this forward for maybe a yard. It's second down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
On 2nd and 9, Madden. He'll get that complete to Simonson, the tight end. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now Manning. And that will be incomplete. So coming up empty here to start the third quarter. Already 2 scores down. Got to be careful.
Yeah, I did notice, though, that the captain of the defense patted the quarterback on the helmet on his way out, pretty much letting him know, we know the pressure's on us. We're going to go out there and try and hold serve for you while you figure it out over here on the sidelines.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. So here's the Redskins offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Now it's Keenan. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half. And I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Returning is Peppers. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game. And that
blitz coming, and down he goes. Montez Sweat coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Manning. And Tate's got it. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. First down, Giants on a pickup of 14. Fifth catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
A quick throw. Here's Shepard. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
On second and 12, Madden will get this out to Barkley, complete. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
He's got his man. This is Tate. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins 14. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. It's the Giants with possession of the football but needing points as we start quarter number 4. Manning now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. First and 10. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. 4 yards on the dump off. It's second down. To throw on second and 6. Manning. It's hauled in by Shepard. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a first and goal. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. What a game this defense continues to play, huh?
Yeah, they've been aggressive from the first snap, and they've controlled this ball game. But right now, if you're on the other side of the ball, you've got to match that aggressiveness. No points so far in this game. Moving the football, got to be that.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Cody Latimer there to make the grab, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game.
They went 5 wide in that offensive set. In racing, going 3 wide is a big deal. To go 5, how about the way that they finish things off?
Did you just fit a race car reference into the game?
Zoom, zoom. How about the way that you play? When you go 5 wide, that means you're going fast now.
Zoom, zoom indeed. Rosas good with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
They're going to go with a tight end here on the running play. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Give him 6 there, but now it's 3rd.
That's it, baby. That's it. He's a gain of 6. And it's 3rd down.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. From the gun, here's Keenan. Open man is Quinn, able to connect. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. The Redskins have the first down on a pickup of 18. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Keenum. That's complete to his tight end Sprinkle. It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington first down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football.
Let's go, G.
On first down, this is Geis. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now Keenum. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
They'll try and get it with Geis. And Geis is going to be stopped short as he did not get the push he needed. Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on comes the kicker, Dustin Hopkins, in a big spot. He was true on his first, this a tough one from 49 yards away. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Following the made field goal for 3, Hopkins now to kick it off. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So Manning and the Giants down 13-7. A little over a minute and a half remaining. They need a touchdown. A field goal is worthless now as they come up on 1st and 10.
On the set. Mike 54. We ain't giving up nothing today. Now.
Manning to throw. Finds his tight end Ingram. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Obviously a big first down right there.
Yeah, they still got to hustle. They got to get up to the line of scrimmage and get set. But I don't think necessarily you need to spike it. But they've got to continue to move quickly.
First down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Back to throw. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 11 and a Giant first down.
That's exactly what they were looking for. If they get another gain like that, they'll be right there in field goal range.
And the tension building. Clock rolling here, about to hit 30 seconds. To throw is Manning. And this is Latimer, complete. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. Back to throw, Manning. He's going to let it fly. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. Evan Ingram was the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
And 9 yards to go.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Results for the 4th down.
So down 6, and they know they need this one on 4th down. Manning to throw for it on 4th. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Redskins defense going to take over on the turnover on downs. A good starting spot for the Redskins as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. To his knee goes Keenum, and that should be the ball game. So hail to the Redskins as they get the victory here. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.